Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series 86 Thundercracker, and finally, I got one. I finally found one. Amazon still has this guy releasing in March for some reason in Canada. No idea. Local-ish Walmart, second closest one. There he was on the shelf. Literally only him. I kid you not. It was him and 4 jalopies. That was it. That was the only thing. And Onyx Prime times 5. For some reason, they love stocking one thing at once, and then none of them sell. It's weird. But there he is. There's the box, which I don't think I showed the Studio Series box since I changed it. And not a massive fan of it. I don't like the render. It's kind of odd looking. It really is. Like, it looks like mid-2000s video game. Like, it looks like a PS2 graphic. Or like maybe an early like Xbox 360 PS3 era game. Side of the box, still continuing photo. Back of the box, some other stuff. You got them busting into the ship. And up top, we got a G1 cartoon frame, which they just announced the Skywarp, and it has the exact same picture. Who could have seen that coming? But that is that. And let's take a look at him on the heels of them announcing the repainted version of Skywarp. This guy is excellent. He is a fantastic figure. As far as it goes comparatively to him and the other guy, it's different. I kind of forgot to get my Starscream down, but if I'm being honest, this one kills that one. It blows it away. It's not even close. And I'm sure most people kind of expected that. This guy is just 10 times better in almost every way. And that's not even just glazing. That's just a fact. The other one is essentially the Classics figure. Just redone. But it's just a remold of the Earthrise mold, which was, like I said, is just the Classics figure from like 2005. So, you know, gotta get a new one. Here we are. And what a nice looking figure. Just out of the gate, the blue is a great blue. I love the color. It's a very, very nice blue. The detailing on him is not super there, though, because he's G1 cartoonified. He's very smooth and very plain, with not a lot of greebles. The only details that are really showing are the chest, and then there's, like, some vents down here on the knees and stuff like that. But, like, the greebles aren't really there for the robot parts. Now, I looked at the other guy in a failed take of this review, and the other guy's over-greebled. There's got to be somewhere in the middle. I wish there was somewhere in the middle, because I find he's just too flat. I know that's what they're going for with this cartoon accuracy. That's been happening a lot as of late with a lot of the new releases. This guy, the Megatron, the Soundwave, even back to like the Blaster and Perceptor they did recently. Those guys are more flat-looking. They don't have as much detailing. And it does kind of bother me in a way, because look at the arms. They're just so plain. There's like one sculpted little mark right there on each arm. Other than that, they're just kind of different shapes. That's the only detailing going, other than, of course, the guns. Which, yes, accuracy, but it's just not as visually interesting. You know what I mean? Anyway, it is a very nice look, though. As far as it would go, the back is pretty clean, all things considered. Pretty nice, nothing really going on. And if you want, the little fins back here are removable. Out of the packaging, they're not attached. They're in the accessory baggie. And you can take these and just add them onto the wings. Where's the port? There's the port. God damn it. It just plugs in on the back if you want to clean up the legs. Me personally, yes, it's parts forming. That's not my big qualm. I just like having the part there because it doesn't look as plain. You get this. This is the accurate look for the Seeker leg, but I just like the fins. I like it. It gives him something. He's not just a rectangular block man if he has the fins on there. And that's what I like, is I like when my Transformers have parts showing from their alternate form. Yes, he has his wings and the cockpit and everything, but I want these two. I like them down there, and I like the little hit of black that they give. It's very nice, and I think it looks good. As far as his other accessories are concerned, he has null rays, of course. Same piece twice. It's nice. They're clear plastic and painted blue. I don't know why. And they're like pure clear plastic. There's no clear plastic other than up here on the head, because he has some light piping. That's it. That's it. So they just made a sprue of that for some reason instead of just sculpting it in blue, which then also makes it so they're a bit off in coloration. They're a bit lighter than the rest of the figure, so do you will with that. And then these wingtips are also removed out of the box, and you have to put them like these little tips here. No idea. I guess they're going to change them per figure, probably. I don't know. Give a little bit of difference, but hey, Thundercracker's Thundercracker. What are you going to do? Still looks great. His articulation is pretty good. We got a ball-jointed head, of course, forward. The back doesn't exist. The wings don't have any articulation, which kind of sucks because I always like tilting them back a little bit. I hate when they're straight up and down. There's nothing to, hinge back. It is accurate, I know, but I just kind of like it as a personal preference. Swivel at the bicep. Of course, we got the elbow joint, which goes exactly 90. He does have a ball joint in the wrist, but it only acts as a swivel because of how it transforms. And here's the thing. A waist swivel. Now, it's not getting full motion, but it's there. The last Seeker mold to have that was the Siege one, which was a Tetrajet. Every iteration of the G1 Raptor-type Seeker has never really had that waist joint, especially the last version, which again was the Earthrise gang. That one was just the Classics one again, so it just had the whole chest open thing and it couldn't allow it. This time they did it. They finally did it. He finally has a waist joint. Kick forward, kick back, outward, swivel at the thigh, knee joint goes 90, ankle tilt, and that's it really. So standard overall, but thank God we have that waist swivel at long last on a Seeker mold. And I never really showed his face, because I guarantee you they're all going to have different faces. He kind of has this wide open mouth for some reason. It kind of looks like a smile, which is fitting for the guy who sometimes is an Autobot, I guess. Sometimes he is. He is now, I think, in the Skybound comics. Unless they killed him. I know they kill everybody in that constantly. But that is that. That is the robot mode. So let's talk about the transformation, which is pretty nice, honestly. So the first thing you're going to want to do is parts forming. Oh, no. I don't consider weapons parts forming. I really don't. I'm one of those. These are going to move onto the wings anyway. It's where they're going to go. First thing you're going to do is come to the arm, open up the bottom, and you're going to fold the fist in like so. And you're just going to do that on the other side as well. Ta-da! And that's all you're going to do for the arms. The arms quite literally don't do much in this transformation. The next thing you're going to do is come to the back of the legs, open them up, and you're going to scrunch them. But they only scrunch like an inch. I kid you not. They don't really go anywhere. They snap in. And then you're going to close the back there. Just like that. Once you hear that click, that you should go into place. Flip up the feet like so. And then I'm going to come up here to the torso. And you're going to pull on it like that. And that's going to initiate this whole thing to come out. Flip the nose cone up into place. Do that. You're then going to fold these little sections up. It is very important you fold these little sections up, because if you don't, the arms don't go in the correct place. You're then going to take those, clamp them onto the arms. You're then going to take the head, fold it up like so. And then you're going to close these back panels, tab that in there. Come to the back, fold that panel down to connect to the legs. You're then going to do that. You're going to come to these like so. Fold them down and over like that, and then fold out the tail fins. And then you're going to add on the null rays. And there we have the jet mode, which is... it's a great looking jet. I love it. I think Thundercracker is my favorite of the jet modes. It is either him or Skywarp. I love the uniform blue. It looks so good, especially like the little bit of red and the white, and then there's a little bit of like a charcoal going on there with the light gray. it just looks good. It really does. I really like Thundercracker in his jet form. The underneath is a lot less of a robot, but it is still kind of a robot laying down. There's also a giant hollow point, but said hollow point does actually have a stand port in there if you look far enough. I'm not sure if this one will make it, though. We'll see if it does. Let's take a look. Is it gonna go? I don't know. It might be too big. I think the head of the stand could be a little too big for it. We're still going to try, just for the sake of having jet mode on a stand, if you wish. And there we have it, jet mode on a stand. It is possible. Ta-da! Yeah, I mean, you were going to have to put it on a stand, right? It's a jet mode. It's not holding the greatest, but it is there nonetheless, at least with that particular stand. But, yeah, it's a good jet mode. And they actually even engineered in an opening cockpit. If I can get it. There we go. There's no reason. They just kind of put it there. I appreciate it. It's nice. But, yeah, I mean, it is a great-looking jet. They got thrusters, which apparently can hold blast effects somewhat. They're very shallow, but they are apparently the right size. But looks great, honestly. And it does have a landing gear, unlike the last time we got Starscream. So, there you go. Ta-da! It's a great-looking jet, and it's just an overall great time. Let's get into the final thoughts here on Thundercracker. I like this thing a lot. This is the Seeker mold at this point. I'm glad I didn't go in on the Earthrise, guys. I didn't. I kind of seen it coming, that they were gonna, do them again. Because a lot of the figures are kind of iffy. Also, they were super difficult to get. That was kind of the other issue they had, particularly with the more exclusive guys. Like, Skywarp was an exclusive along with Thundercracker in a 2-pack Amazon box during Earthrise. For those who don't remember the Earthrise time period, that was probably the worst time period to get figures, I think, ever. Like, genuinely. I don't know if there was a worse point to find certain figures. Peak pandemic, Amazon had 2 2-packs, or no, it was 3 2-packs, actually, now I'm thinking about it. And they were all extremely difficult to get. There was the Skywarp Thundercracker 2-pack, which, of course, yes, everyone wants those. Then they did the Prowl and Ironhide 2-pack, which, again, everybody wants those two. And then they put Ratchet in one, after Ratchet was just a exclusive to Walgreens. So Ratchet was hard to get for a couple years until they did the 86 version. So there's that. But it's nice to finally have Thundercracker amidst the Thundercrackissance. I don't know what else to call it. They released the War for Cybertron one not long ago. I think it was like 2 waves ago. Like, it's super recent. So there is actually 2 Thundercrackers on shelves right now for a lot of people. But this one, if you're looking for the G1, is perfect. And it's so nice to just finally have them, genuinely, in this design. Because I have the other one. I have the Siege version, which I love. I love that figure. It's a great figure. But this one here, I think, kind of clears it, in my opinion. I just really like it. While there is some minor issues, like the arms do sit a little bit too far back, it's going to be a great Seeker. It really is. And with Skywarp just being announced, along with a bunch of other figures, even though that whole wave is pretty well repaints except for 2 figures, I can't wait for Skywarp, and I can't wait for Starscream, who they seemingly saved for last. So that's fine by me. That is fine by me. Save him for last. Watch them do, like, Acid Storm or somebody next just to do it for no reason. But, yeah, that's really it. I'm going to give him a 4 to 5. He does have some little flaws, but it's still the best Seeker they've made in years. And that is really it for this review. This has been my review of Studio Series 86 Thundercracker. This has been Neil Delete signing out.